Okay, I'm gonna show you a way to remove your freewheel without any kind of special tools. Here's a grinding disc that you may need. It's the thin ones. Make sure you use a face shield and glasses. So it's very thin, and you'll get a much better result if you put it in a vise. Otherwise, it's gonna look like this, like all over the place. This side is actually, I put in the vise, so it's nice and flat. And the reason is you can take your adjustable wrench and just put it on nice and tight, so it's not going to move on you. And then you're going to put a pipe over your wrench. Otherwise, you probably won't be able to remove your freewheel. So this is one way, is just getting a bolt that is quite strong. This one is a grade 3, but it has to be as close as possible to the diameter of the freewheel. Most of them are quite similar diameters. You've got a bunch of different ones right here. The Shimano ones, they're similar to this one. This one's a SUNRUN. I believe it's similar to a Shimano. And this one has like no name. It's also similar diameter. It will, like, your bolt will fit in if you grind it a bit. But this is there is a better way. I'll show you in a minute. So this doesn't really fit into those very good. But this one is a DNP freewheel. I've ground it so it fits pretty good into this one. But there is a better way. I'll show you in a second. See, as you can see, grinding it, you're going to have a hard time to get it flat. And you're not going to have a proper contact, or as good as a contact as you would if you were to get a socket. This package of 4 cost about 20 bucks at Canadian Tire. In the description, I'll give the exact size, but if you can see, there's the product number, 64021. So the reason why these are very good, here's one of them, is that they're very long. So once you remove your axle from your rear wheel, you will be able to just stick this socket. This socket is like for pickup trucks, like a F-150. So you'll be able to just slide that in. As you can see, it perfectly fits in to a bunch of these different freewheels. It just it's like I would say as good as the tool. I don't have the tool, so I don't know how good they are, but and this is all like one piece machined. There's some sockets where they used to be like a sleeve that goes on the metal, so I don't know how good that would be, because you want a very tight fit. So for this one, this is a DNP. Let's see if it fits in. So it's quite tight on this one, and it will work for this one. The tighter, the better. Look, it doesn't even come out. Let's try to push it out. Ooh. Okay, so we got that one out. So what you would do with one of these is take your axle out, slide it in as far as you can get it. And the beauty of this is that because it's hollow, if your axle is still kind of in there, you can put it right over the axle. You might be able to. So get it as far in as you can. Then take your 13/16 wrench, which will fit if you buy this size socket for a 13/16. The better way would be to put, I guess, this side and put a large pipe over this wrench. and you would basically turn it counter which way it's turning to drive. So if it's turning to drive this way, you're going to turn it the opposite way, and that'll unscrew the whole freewheel. Show you some other ones. Here's one. Here's another socket. This one's not that good because it has this ridge over it here, but you can still use it because you only need to go in. See, it fits in there. You only need to go in a bit. So you would have to get your wrench first onto this socket, probably like this, and then stick that in the freewheel, and you will be able to get it off. Just it's not as good. That's why I found these at the Canadian Tire, which is perfect for this kind of thing. Then you could use these later on your vehicle if they fit on. What else? So this would be much harder to make something like this, and it will not be as good. You're going to have to grind this bolt. It's going to take a long time. And you're going to have to grind the faces of this bolt. Here's one I made. It's like you see, it doesn't have a good contact to the freewheel, but it does work. Something like this, it's just too big, too much grinding. It's not gonna be hex shape no more after you're done grinding. It will not fit these freewheels properly. So this is just junk. This also is too big. If you look compared to this bolt, it's just way too big. You're gonna have to do so much grinding. You're gonna waste your time, and you're not gonna be able to get it into a hex shape no more unless you have like some kind of machine that can evenly grind all the faces of this bolt. Then again, you're gonna have to grind flats onto this so you can put a wrench on that. It's too much work. Getting these sockets it's already the right size for most of these freewheels. You may have to grind this a little bit, just how I did on this one, to get it to fit the tighter ones, like maybe a Shimano. But all of these right here, it slides right in perfectly. There's like almost no play even. See, this one it's so tight in there, so it'll work for that one. I have some more freewheels here, but they're on wheels, so I can't really take them off without removing the axle. These are just junk for demonstration. I have another video to properly remove the axle. You might need to make your own cone wrench, otherwise you're gonna have a real hard time to try to remove the axle sometimes. What else I can show you here? So you can also use a socket like this. This is a 13/16 spark plug socket, so it'll fit onto your 13/16 wrench. Oh no, it won't. Different size wrench for that, but you can use this to put over your little tool, and it'll fit onto your if you bought the right size socket, it'll fit onto your socket. Then you can put a wrench over this end right here, if you have one of these. Though this will come with like a set, so it's going to be more expensive unless you already have it. I also have one right here. It's a little socket from some kind of car, so the diameter is different. Or no, it's the same as this, but it's for a smaller car, I think. I also ground out the faces here to make it fit, and this one actually works perfectly for many of these, but it can only go in so far, and then you're gonna have a hard time getting a wrench onto this, but it will work, except it's not as good. So that one, it fits perfectly. This one here, also fits perfectly. Nice and tight in there. Actually, it's kind of loose on that one. That's the problem when you start grinding it. You're gonna get an improper hex shape. But if you just want to remove the freewheel, like this one's nice and tight in there, you just try different rotation of it, and if on this one it fits nice and tight. But if you just need to remove the freewheel, it doesn't really matter. You should be able to get it off, even if it doesn't fit properly. If you're gonna throw away the freewheel anyway. But so far I haven't damaged any of these. Even mostly I just use a bolt, this one right here, and I haven't damaged any of these. Just hammer it in a little, well, not too hard, just tap it in a bit. And most of these, you can just take them off pretty easy if you have a nice pipe that fits over your wrench. And it helps if you put the rim, see on this one it fits pretty good. It helps if you put a tire onto the rim, even if it doesn't have a tube. The friction of the tire to the rim will help you remove the freewheel. But I've done it many times with just on a rim without any tire or tube at all. If you have a large enough pipe to give you some leverage. If you remove your freewheel, you know, regularly, maybe once a year, you won't have that hard of a time to remove it if you wait many years, you know. So this is one way of taking off your freewheel without buying the special tools. Right. Well, have a nice day. Thank you.